Okay, sorry. It's really hot in New York City, so I wouldn't normally have a t-shirt on. So, but anyway, wife beater, whatever you call it. So here's the deal, right? I want to do this video with as much respect as possible towards this creator because I really like her and I don't want her to think I'm stepping on her toes, right? But here's the deal. RWS hashtag exposed. She did a live, or she's still doing it now as I speak to you, in reference to healthcare and some of the horrors with black women, with our reproductive system. And she's correct. The only thing I want to reiterate to y'all that you should have been aware of with the many videos I did on my last channel is that you have a choice in everything that goes on with you. I explained a lot of this in the other videos. There's a book called Patient Advocate, right? That is a book that kind of like explains to you everything you need to know about how to enforce your power as a patient. Secondly, black women, this is as serious as it gets. Stop. If you live in these fucked up states where everything is about trying to control and police women's bodies, you really, right, should not be having babies in those states. I'm not kidding. You also need to stop fucking around. I'm being as serious as possible in this video because this is about saving your life, right? Stop fucking around. Make sure you know if your state allows at-home births, if they pay for and allow the midwife to come to your house to deliver. I told you guys before, when you want to know anything about any state, the insurance, relocation, social services, jobs, housing, you go to www.usa.gov. That is the federal website for the Department of Social Services for the entire America. Every single state is listed on that website. That means that when you go on that website, it tells you about everything the federal government pays for in those states for you to be serviced. The second thing you want to do is find out if your state has Medicaid programs that pay for delivery, labor and delivery, I think it is. But be specific. If you want a midwife, look for those programs in your state. Read everything about how they're done. If it's not in your state, I'm telling you, it is really going to be beneficial for you to pay for a Greyhound ticket or save up for a ticket for like a year or half a year, whatever, before you get pregnant, or first trimester to almost the last, or delivery, and go to that other state by bus. If you don't have money for train fare or plane fare, have yourself like a little stash money for an extended stay hotel, or see if you could stay with somebody in that other state, or even a cheap ass Airbnb or some cheap ass hotel, whatever it is. But the point is, if you live in one of these insane states, especially some fucked up place like Texas, you as a black woman do not want to have a baby there because your odds of being killed in delivery are very high. And that's literally all it is. It's to the point now where California has a lawsuit pending about the infant death and mother death in the case of this black woman. I forget her name right now, where her husband is suing them under a civil rights suit because they just killed that woman, straight up and down, right? Anyway, this is what happened in most of the cases. These white people are very, very hateful. They're prejudiced. They don't like you. And they're going back to doing the same horrific things they've done since slavery. There's an entire book on how they abuse black people medically. The book is called American Medical Apartheid. Read it. But let me tell you something. Everything that's happening to you is within your control. Because if you get out here and you realize that if you have a high-risk pregnancy, you need to be online finding doctors that specialize in your high-risk pregnancy, and doctors that are black, especially other doctors that are of color, that are decent acting and treating when it comes to black people, black women. honestly, when I look for doctors, if I can't find a white one, what the fuck am I saying? Sorry, if I can't find a decent black one, right? I find an Asian doctor. My first choice is Indian, right? And it is usually a man. And I'm going to tell you why. Because women are like women all over the place. They got their problems with other women that supersedes their profession, supposed to be their maturity and all that, right? But anyway, I look for black doctors first. I try to find any type of directories that give me black doctors. I look on ZocDoc.com for black doctors. I look on other directories for it. And then, right, I find people. I try to go there, get a feel for them, always get a second opinion. I try to find people on places like Yelp.com and etc. to get a review. Or I try to Google and find out as much as I can about this person. And most importantly, find out how many complaints or disciplinary actions this person has on their record. You have their name, you have their where they work and all that stuff. You go to your state and you put that information in the physician's licensing office or bureau or whatever the hell it is in your state, and find out how many people has this person killed or what has happened in this person's lifetime. All that stuff is supposed to be listed on their license, right? And then you make your choice, and then you physically go in and see these people. And if you get a vibe like this person is not for me, this is not a good fit, leave them alone. There are tons of other people out there. But your safest bet is to have your baby at home with a qualified midwife. If you like doulas to give you support, get them as well. And the only other thing I want to say, because I want y'all to go listen to her live, because she always comes out and gives you lots of like really good information. But some of the things that she talks about is limited in a sense where she might not be aware of it. Because like here in New York City, I know for a fact that you don't have to deal with the mainstream insurance and mainstream doctors and the healthcare professionals that are in it. Like here, we have private hospitals. We also have community hospitals, right? And so along with the city hospitals and private and etc., you choose where you want to go. And also, you don't have to have insurance from the state or your employer. You could buy private insurance. And I really mean that. Like you guys go to, this is a private insurance company. It's called Forward, FORWARD.com. That's one. Now Forward is like, you could pay, that's a private insurance company for everybody. I think it's like $200 or $100 a month for everything. Go on the website, check the prices. I could be wrong. The other one is like when you have, when she's talking about reproduction issues and womanly things. There is an entire healthcare practice in New York, and I know it's in other places. It's called TIA, TIA. And you could go there for all your gynecological needs. So, and I'm sure it might be /OBGYN, right? So what you got to do is, this is what I'm saying to y'all. You have got to start putting in your work. You got to research and make sure that you know, if you've had nothing but cesareans all your life when you gave birth, you can have a vaginal delivery. It's called a VBAC. It's a vaginal V-BAC. Vaginal, what is it? Vaginal, the delivery is not there, but it's vaginal delivery. Wait, VBAC. Vaginal birth after cesarean. That's what it stands for. So, but you can have a natural birth after that. So it's V-BAC. Vaginal birth after cesarean. Doctors are going to tell you that you never can, but that's not true. And the reason they tell you that is because it costs more money, and they make more money for the surgery in a cesarean than from you having a regular vaginal delivery. I have went through all of this before on my other page. This is why I get so upset with y'all when people have to bring out these very important topics that affect black women, and when many people have done these things in the past, but you don't care what we say. You push us to the side because you're more interested in dumb shit like Cynthia G and fucking Princella, instead of worrying about stuff that's going to keep your ass alive and functioning and being healthy and here for whatever children you have and whatever children you want in the future. That's more important than worrying about some fucking dude and relationships. Stop doing that, y'all. Stop fucking with these black males, period. But to summarize, okay, here it is. You got Forward. Forward.com. That is a private insurance that has its own system of health care. Google private insurance companies in your state or near me, whatever. Call them up, research them, find out what they do, how many locations they have, what they cover, what they don't. That is how you get out of these situations with these people that just kill us every time we get on the table. Secondly, look up on www.usa.gov for your state, because it's every single state in America. Find out what's the Medicaid situation in your state. What's the midwife programs in your state? What's the doula services in your state? Find out. Contact those women. They will walk you through the process of delivering your baby at home. If you want to do it in a birthing center, which is much safer than going to a traditional hospital, find out about that. You have got to start getting your ass in gear and finding out and getting as smart as possible so that people are not in a position to hurt you. That's all this shit comes from. When they say ignorance is bliss, that shit is so real it's not even funny. Because if most black women were not in this mindset of always worrying about a dude and stupid ass relationships and being male worshiping and thinking that white people know everything and you got to listen to them to get shit accomplished, you would be so much better off. You would really be. And it wouldn't be so many of us dying. People should not have to tell you twice. Black femicide is real. Stay the fuck away from black males. Stop getting into relationships with them. People should not have to tell you. White doctors and nurses are killing black women in delivery. Stop fucking with them in the hospital. Have your baby at home safely with a midwife and doula services. Why do people have to tell you that twice? This is the type of thing that is actually killing us. The hard-headedness and the fact that you disregard people like me who are actually concerned about you and information in general in the world that is goddamn beneficial to you. Please stop it. So anyway, to sum this up, because I told y'all, I'm really not making videos, but that shit prompted me because I'm like, the things that she left out, let me put it out there because it might help some young woman. Okay? Young women. There are all types of people out here to help you with your first baby. There are Lamaze classes that teach you about breathing. There are wet nurses to teach you about breastfeeding, which is the healthiest milk you could give your baby the first year of its life because it helps with their immune system. You need to pick up books, pregnancy books written by black women for black women. I did all of this on the other channel so that you know everything your body is going through, each stage and each trimester of pregnancy. Then you need to also get a book on child psychology and development. You need to know when your baby comes home, the milestones and the age stages that baby is supposed to go through so that you know early on if your child has some form of disability or autism, because you will be watching for what this child is supposed to be doing at that age. You have to get educated. You have to stop worrying about the stupid fucking hip-hop shit, the dumb goddamn loving hip-hop shit they put on to cloud your fucking mind. Stop with the dumbass panels on YouTube about men, black men and women, black males and women. That's not important. Your education, your health, your safety, healthy deliveries, stable environments for you to live, raise your children in, monies that you can make so that you are never having a financial hardship. That's the important shit. Not no fucking relationship. Not worrying about being involved with a man. You have to learn to take care of yourself and get the wit about you where anything that happens in life, you have the information to handle it the right goddamn way. You got to start doing that because that's the only way all of this killing us out here is going to slow down. They can't kill you if you know better. They can't kill you if they don't have access to you. You understand what I mean? You have got to start doing that. Remember, Forward.com is one. There's so many others. Private health insurance. TIA. TIA is for gynecological care. That's all throughout Manhattan. That's another private one. They accept some insurances you have to call up, but for every state is different, so start doing your homework. Also, there are private OBGYN practices. Like here in New York City, my daughter's last baby is going to be 5 years old soon, right? So when she was pregnant, because she's the only person I got with the youngest kid to gauge by, right? I searched for private OBGYNs for her because I didn't want to go to the regular doctor and all that shit. I wanted something comfortable. We found a place in New York City called Garden OBGYN. That's a private facility. They have them in all throughout New York City and Long Island, right? Do the research where you are. Find the private places you can afford. Read everything about them. When you pick a doctor, make sure your doctor is affiliated with a hospital or a private hospital or private service that will allow you to have a vaginal birth after a cesarean, if that's what you're looking for. Because they will try to trick you. If you get a doctor who's in complete agreement with you having a vaginal birth after cesarean, if he's affiliated with a hospital who does not have a policy of doing vaginal deliveries after cesarean, even if your doctor is for it, the hospital will not allow it. You have to learn all that stuff about your own health care. Read that book, Patient's Advocate, right? And then I'm going to try to find it and come back and do a little edit at the end of this video, because I have it in my library over there by my couch. So, but find all these things. Do your work. Inform yourself so that when these, and also get yourself a real physician's desk reference, right? It's a PDR. You can get one on Amazon, costs about $10-$20. That way you know the drugs. When they're giving you drugs, read about those drugs. Find out the side effects. The PDR does one thing, I forget the name of the other book that goes into how it affects your body. Let me tell you something. The only fucking thing these doctors got on you is the fact that they went to school to be exposed to information you have not been. So once you take that knowledge in, you could be just as educated as them, but you got to do the goddamn work and stop waiting for people to show you how to do shit, because your life depends on it. So if you took away anything, you should have took away the fact that whatever state you live in, if the abortion rules are out of control, start making your plan right now that if you're pregnant and going to have a baby, to do that shit somewhere else. And if you don't want that baby, make sure you go on the New York State website under Governor Hochul, because this is a harbor state. And they have all types of programs to bring you from whatever state you're in here to New York to have a safe, affordable abortion. Or free. I don't know how the fuck they do it, but she advertises this all the time. Black women, you have got to smarten up, and you got to put that ghetto shit to the side and put those ghetto black males in the trash. And all the wiggers and wannabes too. This you need to level up for real in life with the intelligence and get the things out of life you deserve. So you stop dying from black femicide, stop being hoodwinked into human trafficking or taken into that shit, and that you stop dying needlessly in hospitals that you don't fucking have to be in to begin with. Okay? God bless, be well. I just couldn't let this sit. I'm gonna go find that book and put it at the end of this video. So at least you have a basis to start with, a book to get information, to learn to empower yourself as a patient. Also, you guys, you need to look up shit like a living will and a health proxy. This is the paperwork you go into the hospital with to make sure that if anything fucking happens to you, it is on paper, where you have said, if I go into unconsciousness or I go into a coma, I want Stephanie over here to make the decisions about my health situation. If I die, I want this person to be in charge of delegating anything that has to do with me. You have got to learn this stuff. Protect yourself by doing this. Okay? Be well and be serious about your health. Okay, hey black women, I'm sorry about that. I have misspoke. That book I said is not patient. This is it, okay? This is the name of the book. It's called The Empowered Patient, right? You can put this in Amazon. This is by The Empowered Patient by Elizabeth Cohen. And you can also search other books like this either on Google or Amazon and find as many books about empowering patients so that you know this book covers the best way to buy the cheapest drugs, the best way to know how to get the right diagnosis, the best way to beat your insurance company, the best way to get the best medical care every time. So this lady used to be a CNN correspondent. All right, so this is a really good book. It's called The Empowered Patient by Elizabeth Cohen. Now, she's only one person. I'm sure if you Google books similar to this, several will come up. Please do that. Information is power, y'all. When you are ignorant, so many things happen to you unnecessarily. This is why so many of us who are good intentioned on here doing the right thing, not always talking about fucking relationships with dudes, are getting to the point where we're just too aggravated. Like I am right now. Like I can't, it's so much shit I can't take because y'all have to wake up. You have got to turn the fucking page on this relationship bullshit and go to the next step of black women empowerment. Like really, really centering yourself, really getting into sisterhood of those women that have the same like-mindedness with you, that are ready to get into business, change careers, do the home sharing, the house sharing so that your children are cared for. You not busting your ass to make ends meet. We got to stop fucking playing out here. Being politically active, getting into grassroots organizations to change the shit that concerns black women and little girls. Let's really stop fucking around and get active. All right, I got to go. I'm about to choke out. Good night.